Dr. Coussons is one of my heroes. We've had a good working relationship, and I just knew when we first met that he was going to be the doctor that would help us get where we wanted to be. He's always been such a good listener.
Holly and I met at least 10 years ago, and she had pelvic pain. We did a laparoscopy. She was diagnosed with endometriosis. That endometriosis was resected, and that's the best treatment for endos. Studies show that both for pelvic pain or infertility, resection of the endometriosis is the best. It gets the best outcomes. So all of my patients, I try to do my best to resect every visible bit of endometriosis, and then usually treat medically afterwards.
I really liked his partnership approach, that he would really listen to my concerns, let me cry a little bit when it was appropriate, and then when it was time to stop, he would say, all right, then let's find the solution and figure this out together, which I really valued so much.
Holly went through kind of the normal gamut of infertility treatments, including ovulation induction, intrauterine insemination, and she lives about an hour, hour and a half west. So a lot of those treatments were for appropriate timing, cycle timing, so that we could get the best scenario for conceiving. And she still had problems.
I don't think anybody really understands until they're really gone through it themselves. And yeah, I mean, there will be times during each cycle or in between cycles that we thought, you know, is this worth it? Are we going to get there? Is it just too hard? And Dr. Coussons never gave up on us, and so we felt like, okay, we're going to try the next thing and try the next thing.
So at some point, we have to bypass the tube. And that was the decision that she and her husband went through after about 5 years of trying, was to move on to IVF.
But the great thing was when I found the clinic online that I was interested in pursuing for IVF, right away I called Dr. Coussons and I said, hey, I found this, they're doing things a little differently, what do you think? And he said, let me do some research too on my own and I'll get back to you. And when he came back and said, I agree, I think this is something that could work for you and then help me get there, I mean, that's just, I could just cry about how meaningful that is to me.
We satellite IVF patients, so we did her monitoring and all of the information here because she went to California for IVF. A lot of our patients go shorter distances, but she chose a clinic in California because the goal was to do a very minimal stimulation and utilize all of the embryos. She was successful and had her first child in around 2015, and then a second one in 2016. She was completed with a family, and then we did definitive treatment of endometriosis, which was hysterectomy and ovary removal, because the goal of treating endometriosis is to remove the estrogen. It's the fertilizer that makes it grow.
For us, failure was not an option, even though sometimes we felt like that was going to happen, but we just weren't willing to give up on our dreams of being parents. It's just pure love, and no matter what, you can have a tough day and that little hug and that little I love you, Mom, and we just have a lot of fun together.
Holly not only stuck with this process for a decade, she has a husband with a disability, and that she never lets that get in the way of a relationship. When she puts her mind to it, she's going to stick with it and reach her goal.
I feel so comfortable with Dr. Coussons, and I know he is one of the smartest doctors I've worked with.